Howdy all my Lax Lives. I think it's time we play a little 7 Days to Die. Alright. Oh man, I forgot. I was out of fuel. Apparently I had enough to get that thing, well, probably gravity. Just pulling it down the road. I need your fuel. Just the fuel though. I don't want anything else. Thanks. That's a terrible way to refuel. Alright. Got me half a tank. Half a tank to continue on my trek through the desert. So we had our Wednesday night game of D&D, and it went pretty good. For the most part. I know I need to eat, and I'm thirsty. I got no food and I got no water with me. All right, we gotta find some place with food. I do have water with me though. Oh, look at that thing. That's a terrible lumpy road. I don't think I could get up. No, you can stay gone, Vulture. I don't want you. So the last couple of weeks we've been in this monastery, and last week we basically finished the first floor of the monastery, and then zombie bear, and then so this week we had to go through the underground portion. And I guess the underground portion is all he wanted us to do, because that's all he let us do, basically. So we fought a little bit in there, and then we got to the point where we rescued a bunch of people, and we got a little bit of information, and then oh man. And then we come to this door, and the door, the door is sealed and requires a 4 pieces from each of the cults to unlock it. Apparently there's 4 cults dedicated to earth, air, water, and fire, and we found the earth. Like, I don't know, it's bizarre. Technically what it was the entrance to the Earth Temple, which is what we were there for. And but he decided we weren't going to be able to go there, so he sealed it with something we can't get the keys to until he decides that we can get the keys to it. And then he tells us how we need to collect the keys from the leaders of the cults. The only problem is he has stopped us from reaching the leader of the Earth Cult because he's in the Earth Temple that we just got locked out of. And I'm not sure why he decided to lock us out of the Earth Cult Temple, as it was the next area from where we were at. I find that a little bizarre. No, that's a military base. You know, military base isn't too bad of a place to search. Let's go ahead and lock in my position here. But I was really surprised because I have access to the... It's really dark here. I have access to the book, and so I, you know, I know what's supposed to be in the place, and so I'm looking after he tells us we. Ah, dang it! I didn't want to do that. I want to move him over here. I don't need that. I'll take those, that, those, that. You and you can turn into scrap. I don't need this chainsaw. I'm just gonna dump this oil out. Alright. And I gotta see if I can sneak through without stepping on a landmine. Alright, that was easy. You know, so then we talked to this guy in the dungeon we're in, and you know, I could probably fix the whole water thing. Let's do that. There you go. Then when I find some water or some food, we'll be right as rain. So we talked to this guy. We've been searching for him. We actually learned about him a long time ago, and so this is the first member of this missing caravan we've been searching for that we've come across. And whoa, what? This duffel bag just appeared and has locked me in. I can't. Thank you. So he tells us that they were captured by bandits who rode on vultures. I'm like, okay, are you sure they weren't knights? Because every other person we've talked to has referenced them as knights. Why do you think they're bandits? And he's like, well, they kidnapped the person from the people who kidnapped them. I'm like, are you sure it wasn't a rescue and you just got left behind? He didn't know, but he did know where they were at. And so when we came out of there, we're like, okay, so we want to go rescue this other guy because this is one of the main quests we've been working on. And well, the guy running the campaign does not want us to go to that next, apparently, because he just kept telling us how we need to go back to the town we've already been in because we might be able to get more information there. The problem is, we already talked to almost everybody in the town and nobody had any information about anything, and I don't want to go back. And so then he just keeps repeating it over and over again. We're like, yeah, we're gonna go to the Spire. And he's like, okay, so you want to go to the Spire. So that was, you wanted to go to Red Larch, which is the name of the town, or the Spire? Yeah, that's the Spire. We want to go to the Spire. Okay, so what path are you going to take? Because, you know, the Spire is pretty close to Red Larch. You could just go to Red Larch. I'm like, if I don't want to go to Red Larch, I want to go to the Spire. Well, this guy doesn't want to go to the Spire. I'm like, well, then that guy can go someplace else. We don't control him. He don't control us. Well, if you go to the Spire, he's gonna go on his way to Red Larch and leave you. That's fine. He's rescued. He can do what he wants. We just rescued like 25 people. He can go with them for all I care. Do these work? Ooh. Interesting. I'll have to keep those with me. I might have to check those out. Is there usually a box or a ammo crate or something along these walls? So, yeah, we had to say we wanted to go to the Spire about 15 times. Like, okay. Fine. The guys in the Spire might be bad guys. But we don't know that. And no one has told us that. We've gotten information about this Spire from about 5 different sources now. And 4 of the 5 have called them knights. And this guy is the first one that's called them bandits. And we're not talking about like nobodies who told us they were knights. The head of another knightly organization called them knights. Didn't call them bandits. Didn't say they were attacking people in the area. Called them knights. Knights who ride vultures. In fact, I believe we were told that they were based out of Waterhaven or something like that, which is a nearby city. And so we've had nothing to indicate they're bad guys. They're probably going to be bad guys. I mean, that's the way the game works, right? But so far, nothing to indicate they're bad guys. So I don't know why he's so crazy about us. Man, I need to go east. Oh, and now I'm on fire? I want to get out of this smoke. I can't stand it. It's too smoky. So then he starts describing the spire to us. And he describes parts of it in great detail, even though we're not there. And then he's like, so do you go through the valley, or do you go across the bridge? And we're like, did we get there? Because you told us that we wouldn't make it in the 4 hours we had left during the day. And he's like, no, you didn't make it. I'm like, okay, well then, can we camp and go in the morning then? Because he told us we were going to level up, if we when we took our long rest. And let me tell you what, my group on Sundays are about to hit. Well, they just hit about to hit level 8, and they get about 1,500 to 1,700 XP probably each week when we play. We haven't played in a couple weeks, and we gained almost 4,000 XP because he stopped giving us XP 3 weeks ago, and so he finally gave us the XP, and it was almost 4,000 XP worth of XP. That's like an entire level at our level. And it's not the way we've been playing the game. Like, if that's the way we'd been playing the game, because there are different ways to award XP. Like, some people do it as you go, some people do it at the end of the night. That's how I do it. Some people have what they call mile markers, or, you know, something similar where you have to complete a certain dungeon to go up a level, things like that. No, he just decided to stop giving us XP. So we go up our level, and then once again he tries to make us go to Red Larch. He attacks us with hellhounds, and when the hellhounds attack us, we find a collar with the symbol of the fire cult, which is a symbol we already knew and we already showed to people. And then he's like, you get the feeling that if you return to the city you don't want to go to, Ugh. Oh, well, that's not good. Can you wait there for me, please? I gotta find a not straight drop off. Something a little smoother. I didn't realize that was such a steep cliff. Let's see. It was over by this road, right? Yep, there it is. I see it smearing its way across the terrain. Where's my knife? Hey, buddy. Hey! Why'd you dodge my attack? And, so... yeah, other than the whole, demanding almost that we go to Red Larch, which is driving me crazy, because I don't want to go! I don't want to talk to any more people! We've talked to too many people in this game and had nothing happen. I'm tired of talking to people. The other guy who plays, also tired of talking to all the people. Because they never have any information. We already talked to the head of the church, the sheriff, the head of the businesses. We talked to the rumor monger. We talked to the 3 bar owners about this symbol in this town he wants us to go back to ask people about the symbol. We already did it. I don't want to go back there. I don't need to know. Like, I guess he must want us to go after the fire cult now because that's whose symbol it is, and we already know that. And so I don't know why he's pressing so hard for us to go get information about the fire cult, but man, he really wants us to go talk to people about the fire cults. And we're like, okay, but can we please stop and check on this guy from this caravan first? Like, it seems like part of a quest we've been working on. It is literally where we were at. Directly west is the spire, and directly west of the spire is the town he wants us to go to. So the spire is on our way, and I thought we could just stop, see if they're friendly. If they are, ask if we could take the take the person with us. That's it. That's all I wanted to do. That's all I wanted to do. Man, I'm very disappointed by the amount of towns. There's not been, sorry, I had to click on something on my computer here. There's not been a lot of towns out this way. I mean, it's... Oh man, I'm back on a road I've already been on? Okay, so there's my home base. I am on my way back home, apparently. Wow, that was a weird trip. I guess we're headed home. Although, I do have a few treasure quests, and I do see there is one sparkling on the map here, so maybe I'll head that way. Let's see if I can find this treasure. Hopefully not fall in a river or a lake. But yeah, I just and then oh man, so we go through all that with him. He finally gives the XP. We finally go up our levels. One of the things that I asked, because you're not allowed to switch out. You're not allowed to switch out. Dang it! I'm gonna have to go around to the road. I can't get across here. Your cantrips, which are your lowest level spells, and so he said we could because there's a new content has been released for the game, and some of that is new cantrips, and so I wanted to get some of the new cantrips, and he said that was okay. And so then I asked during our one of our combats if I could use the new cantrips, and he said no. Because he was going to wait for all the spell changes until we leveled up. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm like, that's fine, whatever. And he's like, well, why would you think you could use your new spells now? And I'm like, because you can't change cantrips ever. And so these would be spells I already had learned, even though they're new spells that I swapped out for. And he's like, well, I'm not doing it that way. I'm like, okay. Fine, whatever. I won't use that one spell that you didn't want me to take. Also having access to the book. I guess I want to talk about that too before we get to the other thing. So like I said, I like to check up in the book on what was supposed to have happened, because we get a lot of retcons and stuff, and like it should have happened but it didn't, so I'm gonna have to change it later because I didn't read ahead of time. Not me, the DM. And so I'm looking in the book, and there's no lock that requires 4 pieces to open. There's a padlock that we had the keys to in the book. And so I'm not sure his whole lock us out of the temple and then tell us the only way to get the keys are to go after the leaders of the cults, which, by the way, in the books are only level 6 and are well within our ability to take down. I'm not sure why he locked us out of that temple, because it's the Earth Temple, and we were already there, and so now we're going to have to go back, which I hate. I hate when he makes us go back. I hate it. I hate having to go back to places because he didn't pay attention the first time through. We fought this creature, and in the book, it's blinded, and so it doesn't have its special ability, and it can't tunnel, and it does extra damage. And I don't even know if he read that section, because he skipped all of that and just made us fight the actual version of the creature, which probably means we didn't get the bonus XP for it being so much more powerful. Yeah, it was, I don't know, it was just, it's bizarre stuff. And then after it was over, my character from my Monday night game has gone up a level, and I've got 2 weeks to figure out what I want to do with him. I'm narrowing it down, but I'm not sure. I think I've got narrowed down to 4 different things I want to maybe go with, and so we were talking a little bit about that, and and I said how, man, I didn't understand how anyone it depends on the type of game you're playing because of how varied different games can be, but I'm like, there's no way I could play one of the other versions of the Warlock in the games I play because they're so combat oriented, and I didn't feel the other Warlocks were as necessarily as combat oriented. And he just goes off on this tangent about how much more powerful the Warlocks were than Wizards. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, well, you got the. Okay, I want to go that way. You've got the. Oh no, right. I was going for the treasure chest, which is this way. He just goes off about some of their class features, and I'm like, yeah, but you know, your wizard, which is a related class, has all these, all this other stuff that makes your class way more powerful than anything my warlock could attempt, and and then he just starts telling me stuff, and I'm like, dude, that's not true. That's not how the class works. 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 And so it went from me saying, man, I wish my warlock was a little more powerful, to an hour-long argument over how powerful my warlock was compared to his poor wizard. It was crazy. He just keeps saying the same words over and over again, and I'm like, dude, that is not how that works. It's not how that works. Well, you got all these Eldritch Invocations. I'm like, yeah, but you only get 8 of those total by the end of the game, if you can make it to the end of the game, or not the end of the game, but the max level at level 20, which most people never get to. And those are mostly tied up into adding abilities to things you've already got. So they're not extra things. Yeah, but you get all those free spells. I'm like, yeah, most of those spells take your slots, and you only got 2, man. 2. And, please don't die. I am going to die. No, here. That's a big hole. I just crashed. Oh, look at that. I want to see what this is. Looks like a mine, and it's sealed off. I really wish you'd stop complaining all the time, dude. I know you're hungry, but come on. I wish the slightest little thing didn't make you overheat. Ooh, it's creepy back here. There's teeth coming out of the ceiling. What kind of box is this? Useless one. Oh, let's take these mushrooms, though. Interesting. You know, the mushrooms back at my base have never grown. I'm not exactly sure how to make these things work. That is a thing I have not figured. Oh! Hi, where'd you come from? Ooh, I'm glad you showed up, though. Oh, and it's okay. I'll eat some honey. Any more invisible zombies want to appear and attack me while I try to look around this little cave? Oh, hey. That's a special axe. Taza's stone axe is a rare, powerful ancient Indian artifact. The Apache believed those who wielded it were invincible in battle. You think that makes me invincible in battle? I've got my doubts. Now I need a zombie to attack with it. I've never found one of these before. Turn a little bit. Maybe we can turn a little bit. Nope. A little bit. Ah, we made it. Alright. Yes. Yes, I need a zombie. What are you, crawling on the ground, zombie? I really don't know. Let's see. What does this thing do for me? 14.72 entity damage. Can be repaired with a small stone. 26.65 entity damage. I feel like this might be a little better than the stone axe I just picked up. Although it does look like a good stone axe. It's just not amazing. Alright. Okay, we're not gonna make it. That's what I'm seeing here. It's a long way to that treasure still, so. And I probably should stop and get some food in this little town. I'm gonna check out these buildings up here. They might have some stores all clustered together like this. But that'll be something I do next time. Alright. With that, click like if you like, or like if you like. I guess I like. Subscribe, sure, and catch the next one, and I will talk to you later.